You know what no one tells you? Sometimes the funeral isn't the hardest day. Sometimes the hardest day is after, when the flowers start to wilt, the visitors stop coming, people who came a long distance for the funeral go home, and the world quietly expects you to be okay again. And you're not. If you've ever thought, why am I falling apart now? This video is for you. In the last video of my first funeral that I ever went to when I was 20 years old, I shared what it felt like to stand there in that surreal moment, seeing someone I loved and not recognizing them. And if you've been with me in this series, you already know funerals are strange, they're intense, they're heavy, but they're also structured. There's a schedule, there's a place to go, there's people telling you what to do and when. There's something holding you up. And then the funeral ends and that structure disappears. So today we're talking about why the after can hit harder and what to do when it does. And I'm going to say this clearly. If you feel worse after the funeral is done, you are not broken. You are grieving. The funeral can be hard in a very public way, but it's often not the moment you fully feel everything. Because during the funeral, you're often in survival mode. Your nervous system is doing what it is designed to do. It's designed to get you through a threat. It is designed to get you through a crisis. You might be greeting people, making hard decisions and lots of decisions, holding yourself together, making sure that others are taken care of, watching other people's reactions, trying to do it right, trying not to collapse. And if you're planning things, you're running on adrenaline and responsibility. Even if you didn't plan a single detail, there's still the pressure of being seen, being watched, being expected to respond. So it can feel like you're operating on a different frequency. And then the adrenaline that keeps you up suddenly drops. The day after the funeral can feel like you're walking into your kitchen and realizing that absolutely nothing makes sense anymore. The world looks completely different because the funeral, in a weird way, is a container. After the funeral, you're left with silence, empty rooms, unanswered questions, exhaustion that you did not know your body could hold. And this is when a lot of people get scared because they start to think, shouldn't I be feeling better now that it's over? But grief doesn't work like that. The funeral is an event, grief is a reality you wake up into. So let's name what actually happens after the funeral because naming it reduces shame. The support drops off during the funeral. People show up. After, they go back to work, back to their normal lives. And even the kindest people do this. And suddenly, you're holding the weight alone again. The tasks get brutal. These are the part that people don't post about. After the funeral, you're dealing with paperwork. Oh my gosh, there's so much paperwork to close up someone's life. Phone calls, cancellations, belongings, decisions. What do we do with X, Y, and Z? It's grief plus admin. And decision fatigue in grief is real. Your brain starts processing the reality. Sometimes the funeral doesn't make it real, but the after does, because after, when you reach for the phone to text them, or you hear a sound in the house, or you go to pour 2 cups of coffee, and your brain gets hit with the truth again. They're not coming back. Your body keeps that score. Grief isn't only emotional, it's physical. After the funeral, people often notice you feel nauseous, you have insomnia, you can't sleep, chest heaviness, a foggy brain, aches, exhaustions, panic-like waves that go through your body. That doesn't mean you're doing grief wrong. It means your body is responding to the loss. So, what do you do when the funeral is done and you're still drowning? Here are a few things that I wish everyone was told. Plan for the crash. If you're watching this before a funeral, please do hear me. The day after can be brutal, so don't schedule a bunch of commitments. Don't power through if you don't have to. Treat the day after like you're recovering from something real, because you are. Choose one small anchor. When you're early in your early stages of grief, big goals don't help. Small anchors do. Pick one. Drink some water. Eat something nutritious. Take a shower. Step outside for 2 minutes. Text your one safe person that you're not okay today. Not 10 things, just do one. Create a tiny ritual. The funeral is a ritual for the community, but you also need something for you. A tiny ritual can be lighting a candle at the same time every evening, sitting in their chair for 1 minute and saying, I miss you so much. Holding an item of theirs and just breathing slowly. Writing one sentence in your journal. Today, the grief felt like. Ritual doesn't fix it. Ritual gives your grief somewhere to land. Lower the bar for functioning. In early grief, functioning might look like just being awake, being dressed, returning one phone call, saying no to visitors, and letting those dishes sit in the sink. This isn't laziness. This is survival. Let yourself be unimpressive. This one matters. Grief will try to make you believe that you need to perform strength. You don't. You are allowed to be messy. You're allowed to be quiet. You're allowed to do and not do what you think you need. In my next video, I'm talking about the week after the funeral and what people don't really warn you about: the exhaustion, the awkward texts, the sudden loneliness, and what now feeling, and why grief can actually intensify once that structure is gone. So if this video is hitting you in the feels, go to the next one in the series.